Joining us again is Liz Habib, co-host of the Death of Journalism podcast and a former LA-based sports anchor. Thanks for coming back on the show. All right, now you've gotten to see the tape. I wanted to get your thoughts now that you've gotten to see it.
You know, Dan, I was surprised by this from the very beginning. What could Michael Irvin have done that got him kicked off of Super Bowl coverage? I thought it had to be so egregious. Well, now I've seen this tape, Dan, and there is nothing. Look, let me analyze this for you. 10 seconds, 11 seconds on that video. Everybody in Dallas, this is like this Zapruder film. Let's look at this thing and analyze. Did he touch her? Was it aggressive? I'll analyze it for you, Dan. I've been touched like that so many times by people in public. I'm sure you have too. They touch your arm. They say hello. There is nothing about that is sexual assault. So then I say to myself, okay, let me look at that. Let me really analyze this, just like everyone else is. We can't hear what Michael Irvin is saying. So maybe indeed he said something very lewd to this young woman when he said these things. And I thought about that for a second. I thought we are in a society now where we're choosing to believe victims, alleged victims of sexual assault, with no evidence whatsoever. And in our rush to fit the facts to the narrative, because that's what Marriott did, they said, oh, he touched her. He touched her aggressively. Now, we all saw that. Did that look aggressive? Maybe there's another angle that's going to make us change our minds, but not right now. So in our zeal to believe a victim, an alleged victim of something, we've thrown out all fair and judicial process, not to mention by what's been alleged here, the racist element in all of this. Michael Irvin said some things about that. He said it felt like it was a lynching. And I got to tell you, Dan, it doesn't seem much different to me when I look at it.
Here's how Irvin's lawyer at the press conference today characterized it.
Guys, this is ridiculous. I know what happened here. It's an overreaction based on the fact, the word we used the first press release out was cancel culture. It's where we are. There's no doubt from watching this woman was not offended.
So I agree with him, overreaction. I agree with him, cancel culture. We don't know, though, if she wasn't offended, right?
No, Dan, let's just assume she's offended. Right. I've been offended. Look, I worked in sports. If you're going to be around men, you're going to be at the Super Bowl, you got testosterone, and maybe they've been drinking a little bit, somebody's going to get offended. That's what goes on. This woman needs a little lesson and walk away and get a little bit tougher. I'm not victim shaming here. I'm saying that's the way of the world. So we can't say whether she wasn't offended. She very well could have been offended. And let me take it one step further, Dan, because this is the truth, too. I was surprised the NFL, I kept saying, how did the NFL stand behind this? And I thought to myself, okay, if this woman was offended, the NFL has a right to say, we don't want a guy working for us who might do something like that, so let's pull you from this right now. And that's unfortunate for Michael Irvin, if that, in fact, is the case. But Michael Irvin, Dan, and I've seen Michael, I've just, cursory hello on my job over the years. He's been signing autographs and meeting with the public, Dan, for 40-some years. This is the star receiver with the Dallas Cowboys. He knows how to meet with the public. And he even spoke about that a little bit in his press conference. In this case, the NFL did not stand behind a guy who's worked for them for many, many years. I want to take you back to one thing in his favor. Back, 5, 6 years ago, when Me Too happened, there were several other Hall of Fame football players who he was on a show with. They all got fired. Michael Irvin was the one who kept his job.
Well, and I'll also say that the NFL has allowed a lot of things to pass that are a heck of a lot worse than what we just saw on this video. Liz Habib, thank you. Appreciate you coming back.
You bet.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.